One more retweet. Just one more to start the show. 13 retweets. We're ready to go. Hi. Thank you, friends. How's everybody? Let me put on these headphones. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? What are the rest of the lyrics? How does the rest go? Anybody know? Hi, friends. I am in a nice mood. I'm in a nice mood. Very nice. Are you? I hope all of this finds you swell. Did you enjoy your weekend? You need to enjoy weekends. It's important. Happy to be here with you. Happy to render another old man video. We're going to do an old man video of Elliott Smith. This is a record that I am not familiar with. Once again, so yes, it's going to be an authentic, it's going to be one of the real deal old man. I've never heard a note of this. So, I mean, unless it's on radio or something, I don't know who Elliott Smith is. You love me. Thank you. Incognito's going to see live music at the end of the month. Watatao. Watatao. Good for you. We're not quite that ready here, but we will be. The deal is that they started booking like shows here in Canada, but from what I saw, I think the earliest show that I've seen might be in October or something. Squishy! Have I ever seen the movie Good Will Hunting? Yes, sir, I have. I have absolutely seen the movie Good Will Hunting. Do you like apples? I fucking loved that movie. Do you like apples? Lots of you telling me that this is an amazing album. Well, I hope so. I mean, I bought the damn thing. We crowdfunded it, so here it is, friends. You wanted the best and you got the best. The hottest band in the world, Elliott Smith. It's this movie made him more famous? Oh, that's the other question I was going to ask. Elliott Smith. Okay, suicide, homicide. Okay, so in other words, the man's dead, right? Okay. I was wondering if it was the same type of thing. You know, Jeff Buckley's dead too, but Jeff Buckley drowned. Well, suicide, is that to say that it's going to be sad? I'll find out, aren't I? I know that this is a little bit of an indie, a darling type of record. Stabbing yourself in the chest is probably the worst fucking way to kill yourself. That's insanity. There's this dude, I talked about this last week actually, or maybe the week before. There's this R&B dude, or like funk dude, jazz maybe, called Weldon Irvine. Was around 60s and 70s. That's what it is that he recorded mostly. Some stuff in the 80s, I believe even. And he did that kind of thing. I think he came out of like an office building in New York type of thing. And he just shot himself like in the middle of the fucking streets. Mental illness is a real thing, man. We have the music, don't we? And that's the beauty of art. Art allows us to take pain and turn it into something beautiful. So, you can listen to sad songs, you can listen to angry songs, and rather than those songs kind of fuel up those bad emotions in you, instead they fuel up good emotions. They make you feel better, because you're able to connect. Look, I'm happy to be able to play the record. I'm happy to be here with all of you. When was this record released? I guess it's in there, 1997, eh? Okay, so that would have made me 27 years old. I don't think I even knew who Elliott Smith was in 1997. I'm practically certain. As a matter of fact, my knowledge of the guy is near nothing. The only thing I know is I know the album cover, I know the name, I don't know a single thing about his career. Did he tour? Did he release any other albums? Was he with any other bands? Did he enjoy any type of longevity in his career, at least for a while? I mean, what's the deal? And a lot of these guys that are troubled, you know, they're not long for this earth. They never really leave a whole lot of music behind. I mean, you look at somebody like Nick Drake, 3 records, you know? His follow-up album, XO, was a minor hit. Okay, I didn't even know that another album existed. Well, look, I'm happy to kind of always get introduced to quote-unquote classic records of the canon. You know? Classic according to who? Classic according to people whose musical taste I trust. I certainly don't follow a Rolling Stone, you know, or Pitchfork or any of that. Like, you know, when they give you those top 500 whatever albums that you need to listen to? Fuck that. What kind of music should I expect here? I mean, if I had to go with, I would expect some kind of like guitar solo stuff. But what is it? Is it a pop album? I'm curious. Please feel free to let me know. He started with a punk band called Heat Miser. Folky indie. Okay, well, there you go. You see, folky indie is exactly what it is that I expected. Which is fine by me. I guess we're going to see what it is that we think about it, right? We chose this album for a Monday on purpose because we figured that this fits a Monday vibe perfectly. Those of you who listen to the show on a regular basis should know. Sad folk, good. I'm ready for it, man. I'm totally into Melancholy. No problem whatsoever, man. I'm into it. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, try to chill out, and try to enjoy it, you know? You should all know that tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, we are out of YouTube jail. So we will be broadcasting as usual. Tomorrow, my 51st birthday. 50 fucking 1. Can you believe it? I'm in my 50s. And walking around, look at this headband. Tell me this headband isn't sexy. I got myself a bunch of headbands from Amazon. 12. All different colors. They gave me 2 red, so 11. This one is mauve. Mauve. I like mauve. New folk. I hope that you're enjoying the show. I hope that you enjoy these shows regularly. It really is a pleasure doing this. Enjoying music for the first time, playing a piece of art for the first time in community like this is something that's added a great deal to my life. This show, this experience has given me meaning. I mean, you place meaning wherever it is that you want, right? So I'm not somebody who's going to build rocket appliances. I'm not somebody who's going to fucking solve cancer. I'm not somebody who's going to do any of that. So you find your place in the world and you try to achieve it. And for me, I think all it is that I could do is I could express my love for music. I could express it from a personal perspective, and I can invite. I can create a community. That's something I can do. Create a community where it is that a bunch of us music lovers can hang out and enjoy it. Where people who know it can share their experience with people who don't know it. It's a beautiful thing. Community matters, man. So I'm looking forward to doing this. Patron number 581, where are you? If you're new here, then you know that this is a pretty tight-knit community. We're friendly with each other, and we are moving forward trying to get to 666 patrons, which we will. We will. You can count on it, man. Go become a patron for $2 or $5 a month at patreon.com/vinyljunkies and be a part of the conversation, be a part of the community. Deuce is right. It's kind of like gathering around the proverbial campfire. Humans have been doing this kind of thing for a long time. And the beautiful thing about the internet is that it allowed us to become friends with people all across the world. So, I mean, I guess this is the part of the show where you tell me where you're from kind of thing. You know? One of my favorite people here is Nelson. The guy lives in Tulare, California. How the fuck would I know without that? You know, without the internet. We got friends from Taiwan. I got my friends Raphael, listening from France. Where are you guys from? Any Montrealers here other than myself? I'm always curious to know how many people that like live in my area are here. You know? Like if I walk down the street type of thing. Will people know who I am? Hey, Sam! Hey, old man! I don't know. Maybe? Or am I the only Montrealer here? I know we got a few Canadians, obviously. Texas, baby. Texas. FM Gary. I'm always happy when you're here, buddy. Long Beach. Lots of concerts in Long Beach, eh? Iron Maiden live in Long Beach. Live After Death. Fuck, I know that record backwards and forwards. Were you in the crowd? Were you there when Iron Maiden performed during the Power Slave tour? Were you there? Andolini, were you even born? Were you even born? Bangladesh is here. Portland, Oregon. I'm curious, Jake. Everything that they show in Portlandia, is it true? I want to know. Folks, do become a patron. Let's see 581. Patreon.com/vinyljunkies. Go get it done. Of course you were a deadhead. You're a fucking zombie. Like I don't know you were a deadhead. I can tell right away with you, Andolini. You're all fucked up. I can tell. You're definitely California weird. That's one thing that I noticed about California. Lots of weirdos. Lots of weirdos. You go to California, you would think babies are born with green hair. What are you going to do? Instead, they all go to Miss Sally. And they go buy hair dyes. Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, baby. Hey, wait a second. Savannah, isn't that where Laura from that band, Laura Pleasance, from Kylisa is from Savannah, Georgia, isn't she? James Brown is from Savannah, Georgia, isn't he? Yeah, I think so. I'm your waiter for today. Always happy to do this for you. You guys know how this goes forward. Tip your waiter. Tipping your waiter allows us to keep going and keep putting these shows. Would you buy me a coffee if we were there in person? Would you put $2 in the tip jar if we were here? If we were here? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the middle of the afternoon, we give you at least 2 hours of music and hanging out. Is that worth anything to you? Do you have to? Of course not. On the other hand, if you have it, then do it. Buy me a coffee. You know what it is that I do with that money from the coffee? I take it, I save it up, I pay a bunch of bills, and I make sure that I can do this continuously, and I keep buying equipment and I keep buying records so I can keep all of you happy and we can keep the community together. So, bar open, folks. Let that shit happen. Twitch subs do count. Of course they count. But there's nothing more important to me in terms of the active community than patrons, incognito. As a matter of fact, if you want to know, Twitch subs are worth more, money-wise, than a $2 Patreon. But the $2 Patreon means more. It's the active community that matters. I've said this more than once, and I think you guys know that. I mean, if you know me by now, you know that this does matter to me. I would rather have a couple, two people living together give me $2 each than one person give me $5. It means more to me that way. You measure differently. You understand? You measure what's valuable to you differently. And to me, what's valuable is what has meaning. And what has meaning is patrons. What has meaning is community. So, come join our community, man, if any of this speaks to you. We have a very good week ahead for the shows. $6.10, eh, baby? Hey, Deuce, thanks, dude. Are you a patron, by the way? Go become a patron. As much, I'm telling you, go become a patron. Okay? I appreciate your $6.10, I do. But the Patreon does matter. Okay? Bartholomew Simpson, Twitch sub patron. Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. But you're not doing it only for me. You're doing it for everybody here because all of you enjoy the community together, right? My birthday is coming up tomorrow. Gary, I love you. And I love your wife. You're lovely human beings. It's such an honor being able to do this kind of thing. I do have a new toy, which we will play with tomorrow. Can I give you just a little bit of a sample? At the Genius. See, and what you could do is you can change... Fuck, I play this better than the ocarina. You see that? I don't know how it works yet, but... Da 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 da. Yeah! I think I'm getting the hang of it. The way it is that I play instruments is I just scream over the top of it. Now, as far as I know, you can make loops with that. I haven't figured anything out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to try to do something. And if any of you want to get this little toy, it's $100. What the fuck's this thing called? It's pretty awesome. I got to say, it's really awesome. It arrived just today. It's awesome. I'm going to learn how to program this. If any of you know how to program this, let's make a band. We'll be like a steel band, but all of us are going to hold this. And we're just going to play. All right, folks. I think I might be ready to get this started. You guys want to start this? Incognito asks, anybody interested in crowdfunding a Mac Miller album? Swimming in Circles or Worthy? Incognito, can I tell you something? If you want to crowdfund an album for Mac Miller, do it. What it is that I'm doing, what I'm saying to you is start it. The minute somebody is interested, we're going to put it in. So in other words, I'm just giving an example here. If you decide, you know what, I want to do a Mac Miller album, $20, for example, and I'm not saying it needs to be $20, anything, okay? Just go here, man. There's the link. Tips and requests. What you do is put in your tip, say exactly what you want it for. If you don't have a specific album, it's like, I want to crowdfund Mac Miller, either this album or that album. We generally get it done. The way that this Elliott Smith album happened is that you guys crowdfunded it. And there are others, man. We got some really good stuff coming. It's really nice to be able to put shows together. It gives me a tremendous amount of pleasure to be able to play these records for you and know that they please you. And I think that you guys know it also. There's something really nice about the community coming together and making an event happen. Okay? So we have records that you could crowdfund right now. Okay? Take a look. You can crowdfund any of these and you'll notice that the link just showed up. Go there if you want to crowdfund any of these 6 albums. These albums were voted on by you. These are the top 6 out of about 24 or 25 albums. These are the top 6 that you guys want to see crowdfunded. The Cure, and they are in order of the votes that came in. So The Cure had the most votes, then White Stripes, LCD Sound System, Muse, Thick Freakness by the Black Keys, and Modest Mouse. I was happy to see Modest Mouse because I think I've become a fan. thanks to Nelson. But the Moon and Antarctica, I heard, is really good. So if you want to crowdfund those, go to the link. And what it is that you'll notice is something that I think is really cool. You can crowdfund it for as little as $1. You don't need big dollars. You just got to want to do it. And once we reach the amount, we're going to crowdfund it. And I'm going to go out and buy the record and do it. So Jake Wynn says, I would love to hear a Fiona album. I know that When the Pawn is on that list. Jake Wynn, that's exactly right. Fiona is on the list, and When the Pawn was one of the records that we picked up. It was an expensive record, but we crowdfunded it and we got it done. Catwalk, will you get Cure for free for the #1 album? No, I can't do that anymore because it puts me in a situation where it's just not tenable. Okay, so what winds up happening is that we want to do something with albums that might not be that obvious to find, right? So in other words, I mean, the example that we gave is, let's say, an album like Mars Volta. Before all of the reissues came out, if we wanted to do a Mars Volta record, okay, this is basically the formula that we went with. If we wanted to do, for example, Deloused in the Comatorium, right, before the reissues came out, we wanted to make it available to you guys. But the fact is that Deloused in the Comatorium, if you wanted to get a record, if you wanted to get a copy of it, it would cost $300 or $400 just for the record. So, I mean, it's not tenable. You know, it's all really nice, but, I mean, we can't do it. So the way it is that we do it is if by crowdfunding it, even extremely expensive records, we could get it done. $1 at a time, #1. And #2, there's no hurry. It gets done when it gets done. You guys are able to follow the progress. And #3, probably the most important thing to me is that this isn't something that's available only to people who have money. You can crowdfund something for $1. You understand? There is another crowdfund in there too. There's you too, Joshua Tree. You guys want it so bad, $100,000, bitch. $1 at a time, we're actually getting there. Believe it or not, we have one of our members who donates $1 every time we get a new patron. So you guys want to crowdfund you too? Guess what? Just go become a fucking patron. We got some imbecile that gives me $1, that puts $1 towards the U2 every single time a patron comes in. So go become a patron for $2 or $5 a month and watch that U2 get $1 closer. You want to troll me? Troll me. Let's see you do it. All right, folks, I think that I'm ready to go here. My current setup doesn't make it very easy for me to be able to use my vaporizer, my bong vaporizer, which I hate because I love smoking out of my bong vaporizer. So I'm going to be messing with the packs today. I'm not sure that I feel like having edibles or anything. I want to smoke, you know? T-Buck. Before I start with Zooropa and fucking The Unforgettable Fire and every other album, let's get the Joshua Tree done. Kabish? There's $100,000, so before you even start talking about anything else. You understand? And I can't fucking stand that band anyway. Incognito wants Mac Miller swimming or for Old Man Reacts. Incognito, we see that. Okay, we're going to be putting that aside. So we're going to take a look at what it is. We're going to and see what we can do. Well, when somebody just wants to do it that way, because I do think that Mac Miller might be something that's interesting for an old man. Okay, what it is that we will do is we will consider it immediately for you, and we'll put it into that 7. So give us some time. And what we'll do is we'll put that Mac Miller in for you, okay? Bacon Meter, we did not start the album yet. We're still in pregame. We're just hanging out. Nick Grafoni. Thank you, Nick. Much love to you. I know who you are, Nick. I see your name, and I love you. Bacon Meter, are you a patron? Go become a patron, buddy. Go become a patron for $2 or $5 a month. Somebody will donate $1 towards the U2 fund at the same time. This is a long grind, what we do. Making people understand this, creating this kind of new way of doing things, this new radio, which is 100% supported and funded by you guys. I think it's a wonderful thing. Okay? People who People who want to shit on the whole thing, they'll say this dude is all about money. People who understand the way community works is that the community center can't be open unless the bills are paid. You understand? And that's what we do. And I think that after 452 straight days, I'm hoping that you guys know what my intentions are when I do this show. I wear my heart on my sleeve because that's who I am. I do this because I give a shit about this. I'm not looking for fame. I'm not looking for wealth. I'm looking for happiness. And music is my happiness. Sharing music with other people, connecting with other human beings through art is my happiness. Knowing that I got over 60 of you together here so that we may listen to a record that many of you hold close to your heart together like that, and introduce it to those like myself who don't know the record, to me, that's close to my heart. That matters to me. It really does. Okay? So value is wherever you put it. Value isn't only dollars and cents. Dollars and cents pays the bills in order for everything else to go forward. All right? And every job in the world, as far as I'm concerned, has value. So please know that I don't just do it for myself, I do it for others. When I ask somebody to do something for me, I offer to pay them for their work, creative work. I have a friend, Sean, okay, Lurch, regular over here, regular. I asked him to do a little write-up for us because NTS is looking for new programs. So what it is that I decided to do is maybe send a pitch to NTS for our show. And I don't know what our show is. I mean, what the fuck is our show? How do you describe our show to somebody else? Can you tell me? Please help me describe this show to somebody else because I don't know. So Lurch is written for Pop Matters. He's written, you know? So I asked him, I'm there, hey, dude, would you help me write this? I mean, nobody knows the show better than you. You listen every day, if not close to every day. What do we do here? What's the show? If I were to try to pitch the show to NTS, how would I do so? And so I asked him, hey, would you write something for us? Would you write the pitch for us? Because we're probably going to need that. It's good to have to have a 2-pager to describe this to other people. And no surprise, he said yes right away. And my answer to him was, listen, you let me know about, I can pay you and I can pay you. I can send you records, whatever you want. And his reaction was to laugh online as you can, LOL kind of thing. And say, no, man, it's okay. But I offered. It's not because he writes that I don't offer. You understand what I'm saying? When somebody does something, you try to show your appreciation. And sometimes dollars and cents isn't the way you do it, but you do it in whatever way you want, because not everybody has dollars and cents. Those people and what they contribute are not worth less because they don't have money. They don't. My thing is, you got to make the act. Always. The act of community is the most important thing. That's why you become a patron. Because there is value to me to being a patron of the arts. There is honor to supporting the arts. There is honor to supporting something that you like. It is so important to me that I make it affordable, 100% affordable to anybody who wants it. You could become a patron for $2 or $5 a month, and I want to continue it that way. The whole point is affordable to me, because if you want to, you do it. We're going to get started soon, real soon, as a matter of fact. Before we get started, what it is that I would like to do is take a moment. I would like to take a quick moment to say hello to a new patron, if I may. Say hello to a new patron, if I may. Drum roll! Drum roll. Drum roll. Asshole, drum roll. Producer's a piece of shit. He's fucking garbage. He's a garbage producer. Yeah, why don't you fucking let Nelson's fucking face show up all over instead of giving me a drum roll? This is unprofessional. Fuck him. He sucks. In other news, we'll be looking for a new producer soon. Here, I'll give you a drum roll. Let's see if I get the drum. There we go. Drum roll. I don't need you. Go away. Boom! 581. 580. Yo, your audio is jacked. My audio is fine. Your audio is jacked. Your audio is jacked. We have a new patron. Where are you, Super Bonbon? Spicy Bonbon. Where are you, Spicy Bonbon? Diego. Where are you, Diego? Spicy Bonbon. Are you around, Spicy Bonbon? I just want you to know, sir, that we are happy to have you. You are going through some physiological changes right now, and it's normal.
Your muscles get a really tight feeling.
That, my friend, is what we call an erection. You have one, it happens to all of us. Sir, Spicy Bonbon. You, sir, are patron 581. Superior creature.
Hello, superior creature.
All systems go.
What is it, a big fucking deal?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Oh, he got it to work. How fucking nice of you.
Are you a pothead?
Crack is whack, dickhead.
Have you ever smoked pot?
We are so off.
I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
It's Monday. Everything's off.
All day long, when I see you, I think of you, no clothes, wawa wiwa, but it's very wonderful.
Nothing works. Welcome, sir.
I would like to do a romance inside of you.
And with that, he didn't tell me nothing. Polam lies about everything. You know, it's just, how are you supposed to do that? There's no honor. There's all this lying. There's all this, it's horrible. This whole thing is a fucking shambles. I try to be professional, but I can only be as professional as these fucking amateurs around me. I can't do anything. I'm so sorry. Pitch the show. Let's pitch the show to NTS. What's your show like? It's a fucking disaster! Nothing works right, ever!
Why are you playing me like this in front of my friends?
My producer's a fucking moron! Oh, it doesn't work. Well, what do you think your fucking job is? You're the producer!
Me, I'm the one who makes all the mistakes.
You're a producer! It doesn't work. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Why are you here?
$2 or $5 a month.
All right, folks, I think I'm ready to play the music here. I almost wiped out a WordPress site. Backups. I wish I didn't read that out loud. Deus. That wasn't such an interesting story. You got to come up with something better to say. You don't have any more interesting stories to share? Are we ready? Everybody clap your hands! Clap your hands and everybody clap your hands! You understand? I got toys. I fucking love this toy. Tonight, I will play this toy entirely too much and ruin all of your lives. Alright. I'm ready to start. Elliott Smith. Patron 582 wherever you are. Step up $2 or $5 a month. We will absolutely come to say hi to you. And we will continue our thing, okay? Smoke 'em if you got 'em, I think. Does that still work? Smoke 'em if you got 'em, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't ever forget that Jesus loves you. Elliott Smith. I mean, that was a perfect side. I'm immediately taken by the man's voice. I get whoever it is that talked about the manner in which Major Minor gets played with. You don't know if he's happy or sad. And he's fucking with that whole thing. It's like there's a certain... I wouldn't say ambiguity because the words are the words. But he adds... an interesting melody. He adds interesting elements, musical elements to the things that he says, and he delivers them in a pretty unique way. There's a sadness in the voice. There's a, I don't know, a longing. I mean, I saw you guys name drop Beach Boys. I get that. Because there's melody there. I mean, there's no doubt there. Yeah, it's an interesting it's an interesting, ambiguous space that the music seems to occupy. Like, I thought Ben Folds for a little while. Alex Chilton, certainly, absolutely. The first song, actually, and even as I was listening to that last one there, gives me a Syd Barrett vibe. I mean, I haven't listened to the lyrics enough to pay attention. But there's something there that's giving me a little bit of a Syd... I won't say a little bit, I don't know. It's just the first song and the last song, too, gave me a Syd Barrett vibe. In any case, look, I mean, I'm happy that music like this exists. How many albums does he have? It's beautiful. It's a tragedy when people commit suicide, when people die, you know? It makes the music a beautiful tragedy. But the thing is that what makes the music powerful is the fact that it connects to something real. The minute it is that you take almost any emotion and you connect it to something real, you're honest about it, you immediately create art, you immediately create beauty. Even anger. Hatred. Art is humanity's greatest expression as far as I'm concerned. Humanity's greatest contribution to this world is art. I mean, I don't know the story there. I've heard about this record so many times. Never heard a note of it until now. And it's one of those things where it's like I listen to it and it's like, hey, I can't believe I didn't know this. I think singer-songwriter is something that I began to appreciate only later in life, like in my 40s, really. I didn't really pay too much attention to singer-songwriters too much. Because to me, it's like, okay, well, guitar voice, piano voice. And it's really something when a musician, when an artist can take the same notes that everybody uses, use the same colors that exist in the world for everybody else, and create something new. Create something unique. It's a beautiful thing. But, I mean, the topics seem to be melancholic. A big part of Elliott Smith is how it is that he committed suicide. Fucking knife to the heart. Jesus. So when it is that I listen to people, when it is that I read your comments, and I hear you guys say, I mean, this takes me back to this time. When I was this time, I didn't listen to anything but this record right here. When you guys go back and you recreate your memories, you know? It makes me wonder where you were. What did the music give you? Were you sad? Were you thinking of ending it? I mean, look, I think it's so brave for artists to be able to approach their art that way. But I don't know, to me it takes courage to do this kind of a thing. And it makes me sad to know that some people are in pain, and makes me happy to know the music like this sustains you. All of us, man. It sustains all of us. The human element matters. The connection does matter. And I think that's why this type of a listening experience matters as well. Because it's not just a matter of, you can play this anytime you want. But it's the fact that there's a bunch of us here together sharing a moment. A live moment in time. There's something powerful about that. That's radio, man. So, as I was describing earlier, trying to put together some kind of quote-unquote pitch for NTS radio. How do I describe this? I still don't fucking know how to describe it. It's live radio. It's gonzo. Whatever that means. I've announced also, which might... I mean, I'm sure that some of you are going to draw the parallels right away, but next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming, the Wednesday after, okay, it's not 100% confirmed, but pretty much confirmed, we are going to be doing Idols, Brutalism, Idols' first record. Now, I looked into that thing and was wondering, okay, well, how should I approach this? I mean, when I do Old Man, it's because I don't know I don't know the music at all, right? I don't know it. I'm going in the first time. Now, those of you who haven't caught the announcement, the big news about not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, is that we're going to do Brutalism, and the singer Joe will be joining us. Yeah, we're going to have Joe here with us. You see where that window is, Superior Creatures? We're going to put something together and he's going to be on screen. And he's going to be joining us for the Old Man. While at least I will be listening to him sing for the first time. And I was caught at the beginning when it is that I was trying to do this. I was thinking, well, look, one of the elements of these types of shows is the fact that I go in raw. I go in blind. I don't know what to expect. And I just react. But then I thought to myself, okay, first of all, I'm not interested in doing an interview. I suck at interviewing. Okay? I'm not an interviewer, I'm a conversationalist. I prefer having a conversation, which means that I'm there as well. And when it comes to that, it gets really... I don't know. Does an artist even give a shit? An artist who doesn't know the first fucking thing about what it is that I'm doing over here, does he really give a shit that I'm having a conversation with him and I'm sharing maybe parts of my life with that artist? I mean, do you do that? Because an interview is supposed to be about them. But I'm not interested in an interview. An interview is... You get asked the same fucking questions all the time. How your art process? Fuck no. I don't want you know. The reason people can't stand doing interviews is because it's all the same thing. I'm interested in having a conversation. So for me, in getting ready for this, I asked myself, should I do any reading on him at all? And Joe, it's like I'm trying to remember what his family name is. I forgot what his family name is. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I read it a bunch of times yesterday, but it's like Joe. Okay? So what do? Do I go in raw? Talbot, thank you. Joe Talbot, thank you. Or do I quote unquote research in order to be more effective on radio? And that's an answer that I still kind of don't have. I'll explain to you why. It's useful to know a person, sure. I can absolutely see how, if you prepare yourself for who it is that you're talking to, it could be a good thing. I do see that. But it's unfucking natural as well. I mean, if you're going to go into a conversation, you go to a party and you meet somebody and you strike up a conversation with them. You don't do research on the person. You meet somebody and it's just that conversation, the magic of that conversation, the spontaneity of when you meet somebody for the first time. And you know sometimes, okay? Especially those of you that are really weird. One of my things that I've always done is I love making ultra obscure references. And I make ultra obscure references on a fucking regular basis. My entire life is an Easter egg. And I've been making some references, I am not kidding, for decades. Like Frank Zappa. The Big Note. There's always something you go back to. Why? That one person, it might be years down the line, that actually fucking gets what your reference and knows where you're coming from, understands the context. That one fucking person out of 100 or that one person out of 1,000 that gets it makes the whole thing worth it. Because you connect and it's like, you get it. There's a sense of fucking pleasure there for me. My pleasure receptors go completely crazy when somebody actually understands where the fuck I'm coming from. Because my brain is a pastiche of all this fun art that I've consumed over the years. So, you know that connection you make with somebody when you meet them for the first time? And they get your humor, they get what you're saying? Boom, it feels great. And so anyway, what it is that I did is I did a little bit of reading. Not a lot, but I did a bit of reading, a few articles. And I'm glad, but I don't know what to make of it. So what it is that I learned about Joe Talbot is that the man had a very difficult life. I mean, he, when he was 15 or 14 or something like that, his mom, I believe, became paraplegic. She got sick, she got into an accident, something or other. But basically, it put him in a situation where he had to take care of his mom because she couldn't take care of herself. And when his stepfather died, he was all alone, a teenager, taking care of his mom. And then his mom died, and that completely fucked him up. So that's what the first record's about. Then the second record is about him and his wife, or him and his girlfriend, I don't know, having a child that was stillborn. Joy as an Act of Resistance is about, he's a father, but a father to a stillborn. And I mean, the manner in which he expresses this is fascinating to me. But I mean, is that really what it is that I want to do? Everybody else is going to ask him about those same types of things. And to me, asking about those things, even though he is the artist who puts it forward, right, and talks to about this stuff, the difficult stuff. And yeah, it does connect to Elliott Smith in the same way, in where you talk about the difficult stuff and you make it art. You make it something beautiful. It doesn't feel right for me to go talk about that. It doesn't feel fucking right. Oh, well, you know, Joe Talbot, you know, you talked about how it is that you have to take care of your mother and all of this. You talked about the fact that your daughter was born stillborn. It doesn't feel fucking right to go there. These are the experiences that make him. This is the way it is that he expresses his art. But it doesn't seem like a topic of conversation on the other hand. Okay? And then it makes me look at, he talks about his relationship with his mother. I look at my relationship with my mother, and it makes me think a lot about that. So do I get into a conversation about that or not? Does he even give a shit? You understand what I'm saying? Do you feign intimacy because it's part of the art? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I don't know how it's going to go. I just know that I can't interview. I don't know how to do that. I'm not good at it. And one of the reasons for that is because, to me, I believe in sharing. Lean on my strengths. Talk about the music. Yeah, of course. What do you listen to as a kid? But you see, that's a pretty obvious question too, Paul. What did you listen to as a kid? What are your fucking influences? That's obvious too, isn't it? Because any interview that you're going to do with anybody, hey, where do you come from? And he's going to wind up fucking talking about the same fucking bands over and over again. And maybe he's fed up of it. The effect of gingivitis, that's another fucking obvious one, isn't it? That's another, it's relevant. It's relevant. But that's an obvious fucking interview question. So, how do I approach this? The entire aspect of Old Man is the fact that I don't know this at all. The excitement of reacting to it. The excitement of learning something new. So now, Jason says just do the usual show, okay? That's the question. The usual show is what we're doing right here. How fucking fair is it to do the usual show too? Is it something that I can do? This guy, if he doesn't know the show, and we go there and we're talking, and I'm talking about me or something. At some point, it's like, what the fuck is this? Is this guy just some self-absorbed prick? What are you doing? Are you a self-absorbed prick by saying it? Or are you trying to share an experience and find a commonality? These are things that are really complicated for me. These are things where it's kind of like, I got letters. I'm fucking on the autism spectrum for sure. I don't know how to deal with this shit. I don't know how to navigate this shit. I'm awkward when it comes to this. All I know how to do is be my fucking self. I don't know how to interview. Does he have a sense of humor? Can I start fucking with him? Is that too familiar? That's one place where you can really tell me. Okay? Does this man have a sense of humor? If I start playing his songs on the cowbell, is he gonna think I'm a fucking asshole? You understand? What is it? How does ne touche moi pas? Ne touche pas moi! Ne touche pas moi! Consent! 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 This guy might not know a fucking thing about me and think I'm the fucking dumbest motherfucker on the planet. 'Cause I act stupid. It doesn't mean I always want to act stupid, but what happens if I'm in one of those moods? What happens if the marijuana combined with the fucking caffeine hits me a certain way? God forbid. Should I take mushrooms? God fucking forbid. God forbid. God forbid. Should I take mushrooms? How do I fucking navigate this?
One thing that I thought of, and I answered, should I do mushrooms? You see, fucking mother's milk right away, no. Yeah, I'm leaning towards no also. I'm absolutely leaning towards no. Because mushrooms is something that you want to do with people that you're familiar with. Smoke a joint, that's a different thing. Yeah, I shouldn't do mushrooms. That's it. You know? But can I tell you something? Just you guys telling me straight up, a whole bunch of you say, no? Thanks. Because you see, I don't fucking understand these things. So it's like, to me, it's like, do you? Unless he eats a stem too. Well, look, what it is that I did is I offered to, listen, why don't I read you exactly what it is that I answered to them, okay? And you tell me what you think. What did I say here? I have to say that their management is really nice. Like, Idol's management is really nice. They're compassionate. They share my values. So for me, there's a certain pleasure immediately that I have knowing that I'm talking to people who share my values, and it seems to be down the chain. So it's not just the singer, the band. If you take a look at their statements when you speak to the management and stuff, their statement talks about equality and inclusion. I mean, these are all things that speak to me a lot, you know? So my answer was, look, hey, give the name right. We've booked Old Man Listens to Idol's Brutalism for Wednesday, June 16th, as discussed, I should say. The show will begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, but it would be great if Joe could join our Zoom 20 minutes early so that we may set up. So they'll be joining us on Zoom, right? He'll be joining us on Zoom. We'll provide a YouTube link to share on socials ASAP. And then this is the part. I go, let me know if you'd like to talk Zoom over details beforehand. We'd certainly be happy to provide viewers with pertinent follow links. So it's kind of like, I don't want to, put their management out. But it's almost like I'd like to at least have a certain feel. It's like, do I joke? Do I not joke? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I say shit that's off color, right? Will I offend him? I mean, listen, I know that I got no hatred in my heart. But on the other hand, I'm not exactly politically correct. I like playing with the edges because I'm comfortable with, if I play with the edges, I know that my intent is never to hurt. And if I do, I'll own it. So I man up. But I play with the edge all the time. Because to me, that's where the excitement is. Do I risk offending him? You know what I'm saying? Well, what I'm doing, don't conform, just do you. You know what the ironic part about that is, Gabagool? That's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm getting all fucking neurotic about it. And talking about it during an Elliott Smith album. A dude who fucking stabbed himself in the chest. He killed himself by stabbing himself in the chest. Jesus Christ, what's my life become? I'm gonna be 51 years old. Talk about fucking existential crises. That show has potential to become something. Yeah. All it is that I want to do is I want to make sure that it becomes something I'm proud of. And I don't think that I'm good, man. Every time I've tried interviewing, it's just, I know, I come off as a fucking weirdo. Really. If somebody can send them a montage of what we do, that would be good. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But the thing is that you see, can I tell you something? And guys, please, look, you can see that I'm reading your comments, okay? It's like I won't say I'm nervous about this. It's not nervous. It's just, I don't know, man. A big part of the show is me. I'm part of the fucking show. It's not an interview. It's not a motherfucking interview. But he's not my friend. But I just want to have a friendly conversation. It's just, the whole thing fucks me up. The whole thing. Are there any interviews? that you can send me? I wonder if the management is watching this right now. Hearing me fucking completely agonize over it. Because I hate feeling like a weirdo. Because I mentioned my last interview, okay? My last interview was with the Melvins. Steve was there, Steve McDonald. And that's the interview that told me I'm never fucking interviewing anybody again because I hated it. I felt like a complete fucking douche. I did a bad job of it. I asked about why records are so expensive. I felt like a fucking asshole at the end of the whole thing. And I've never shown it to anybody, and I shamed myself, in my opinion. So it's like, at that point, it's like, I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it because I think I came off like a motherfucking douche to people who are my heroes, okay? Buzz is my hero. And I think I came off like a fucking douche. And I hate it. I'm ashamed. And that's the minute that I realized I'm not made for this. I'm not made to interview. What it is that I'm trying to do, it was too raw back then and I didn't know how to do it, and maybe I've gotten better. I don't fucking know. Does it even matter? I don't fucking know. Why should any of these people know me? Why should any of these people give a single shit about me? You understand? Listen to me. Candace, you're not understanding a fucking thing, Candace. If you don't feel comfortable in my interview skills, I don't want to interview, number one. Number two, develop a template like Desert Island Discs. That's my worst fucking nightmare. I don't give a fuck about his Desert Island Discs. I don't care. These are fucking softball lobs. These are boring questions that every asshole who works in media asks. And I don't want to hear about it. You know, one of the best things that I can remember right away, the kind of thing that I liked, I remember a Hit Parader interview with Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden when he was the first time on his first album, okay? Number of the Beast. And he talked about a time when he was going to school, and what he did is he pissed in the headmaster's beans. That's the kind of shit that I want to talk about. I want to talk about pissing in the headmaster's beans. To me, asking a question about Desert Island Discs and your process is bullshit. They're fucking stupid questions and they don't lead to conversation. What they lead to is canned answers. Canned answers. I don't want it. But what do? Do I fucking start talking to him about waterboarding somebody with my piss? Do you understand the fucking conflict? Oh, Sam, be normal. I don't know what that means. I don't know what normal means. So this is supposed to be a good fucking thing. Hey, old man listens to idols. Brutalism. Supposed to be a good thing. It's a win, right? And now I don't know what the fuck to do with it. Ugh. Those of you who are listening to this for the first time, it's like, what's this guy talking about? Listen to me. People who are watching the show are not here only for Elliott Smith, nard. You understand? They watch the show other times. So there's a history here. There's a serial element. We talk. Back and forth. Real radio, new radio. Do you understand? New people? Not conforming. Go become a patron. Patreon.com/VinylJunkies. Go do that shit. Patreon.com/VinylJunkies. Quite the pickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Go become a patron for $2 or $5 a month. One thing that makes me comfortable, you know what it is? That I'm already agonizing over it. Because it means that I'll get closer to the answer, whatever that answer is. It's not nervous. It's not nervous. Nobody's ever made me nervous. I don't get nervous meeting people. I'm not starstruck. The only person that I've ever been starstruck with And even then, I talked to him like a complete human being, just chill, was Lemmy, because Lemmy's my hero. Lemmy was my hero. But I don't get starstruck. You're a human being. You're a human being who's lucky enough to have a gift that you could share with other people. And I consider myself fortunate too when it comes to this. You understand? So you talk to them as human beings. But if you talk to them as human beings, that means it's like, hey, wait a second. The rules aren't, let's talk all about you. If you're talking to human being, there's a conversation that happens. There's a back and forth. It's not, hey, you take the football, you score the touchdown. Is that selfish? Or is that natural? Is this selfish? Is this because I have my head up my own ass that I need to be validated personally and hear my own voice? Is that what it is about? Or is it that's just the natural course of things? And I'm not interested in unnatural. What am I fucking famous? Get the fuck out of here, famous. I'm not fucking famous. I'm a dude like the rest of you. I'm a normal guy just like you. Okay, so you watch. I understand. I do a job. I this radio, it counts. But famous. Fuck fame. Like, fuck it. If somebody deferred to me because I was famous, fuck that, man. I'm like you. Look, all it is that I'm doing right now, okay, the gonzo element of this is the fact that I'm presenting to you straight up what it is that I'm fucking challenged with. What it is that's making me, it's not nervous, but what it is that's just making me think, you know what, I legit might be a complete fucking asshole here. I hope not. I trust myself to work it through. You know? So, I gotta say that you guys and your feedback during this entire time was really cool. It makes me feel better. Okay? Don't think that I don't know. I'm keenly aware that sharing the back and forths the way we do right now, although I talk about my personal stories, what I try to do is I try to make them relatable. I try to make them relatable so that other people can connect and realize that it's not just me. At least I'm trying not to be somebody who's so self-absorbed. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. What it is that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to present something that I know in a relatable way that all of us can relate to. So, that said, I do realize that a big dynamic when it comes to a show like this is like, I've been on for 452 straight days this show's been going? It's a fucking therapy session. We started this at the beginning of Gingeritis. We were all fucking traumatized. We're not the same people. I'm pretty sure that the show doesn't sound the same now that it sounded then. I know. There's a therapy element to it. There's a connective element. You know? Look, all it is that I can tell you is that, like anything else, all right? And you guys do the same thing. Be okay with fucking up. Be okay with being ashamed. And get past it. Try. You know? I wouldn't even ever attempt to fucking talk to Buzz or anything. Or if I would, it seems like the first thing that I would say if I had to talk to Buzz is, dude, I interviewed you. I came off like a fucking douche and I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry that I suck. That's what I would tell him. And then I would say, why would I say that? Because I'm only going to make him uncomfortable. Oh. Jesus Christ. Listen to me. Is this kind of weirdness your idea of entertainment? It's my idea somehow of entertainment. Are you not entertained? We're getting to side 2 of Elliott Smith next. I'd like to now, if I can, maybe welcome somebody new to the fold. We need to welcome somebody new. with that, let's see if I can rely on this producer of mine this time. I need a drum roll. Asshole. He kept it nice and simple. 582 bitches! Thank you. I would like to say hello to somebody that I know personally. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that I've known him since he was a little child and I've seen him run around naked in my yard. Gabriel Corto! Gabriele Corto! Gabriel Orecchione! Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Gabriel, are you listening? The Gab. Gabagool, can I tell you something? Can I tell you where you got your name, the Gab? I'm being serious here. The person who just became a patron, this kid can't be older than 8. He's young. He's a kid. I've known him ever since he was a baby. And I've known, this is Gabriel Orecchione. You know how I talk about Natasha and Ivana and all of my friends in France? This is one of their kids, the youngest one. 4 of them. Husband, wife, 2 boys. Every one of them a patron. Gabriel, you were the last one to become a patron. And I didn't even ask. But they know how important it is, and it is absolutely important to be able to do that. So this boy's name is Gabriel. And his parents are kind of hippie. So this fucking kid never wore clothes. Whenever it is that they'd come swimming at my house, there was always a naked kid in my house, walking around. Now, my kid was young too. So it's the first time that she sees a kid, fucking open penis like that. It's the first time, my kid, I mean, she's a little girl, right? So she was what? It's been 2 years you've been gone, 13. 13 and younger. It's the first time that she sees penis in her life. Little fucking kid, walking around, his dick in the air, fucking floating around. He had this cute little chubby ass. And I don't say that in a disgusting way. This fucking chubby ass is like, you know? He had, this kid, he's a boy, but he's got a Kim Kardashian ass. As a little boy, he's got a Kim Kardashian ass. You understand? You understand? The Gab. So Gabagool, just so you know. Where the Gab came from is this boy here, the Gab. We used to call him the Gab. The Gab. He's the original Gab. And he's listening. Est-ce que tu comprends l'anglais? Gabriel. C'est moi, Oncle Sam. Sam. Est-ce que tu comprends l'anglais? Oui ou non? I used to play I used to play with this kid. I loved and missed this family so much. He was a little kid. And I put him on his back. I used to play the same game with my daughter. The pepperoni game. What you do is you put them on their back with their tummy. And with your hand, you put your hand on their tummy and you go, pepperoni. And you just kind of like squish their tummy a bit. Pepperoni. 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 And they get all excited. You know why they get excited? Because at some point, it's not just pepperoni. At some point, I put the hand in the air and I go, pepperoni! And I fucking go in and I tickle him. Tickle fight. Pepperoni! This kid would fucking laugh his ass off every time. My daughter used to laugh her ass off. I used to do that with her also. Just the pepperoni game. And I'm thinking that he's young enough that he remembers the pepperoni game. Because he used to look at me. Look, I've always been good with kids. I've always been good with animals type of thing. But this kid, the way it is that he was with me was beautiful. You know? He'd see me and he'd give me a hug and you'd see he'd put his head on me. You'd see that they really had an attachment. And I like that. I see that kids are attached to me and I'm attached to them in the same way. It's just he's, you know, there was an affection there. There was an affection there. And I miss it, you know? My kid's 15 now, so she's done being a kid. She's all about being grown up and doing her thing now, which is fine, you know? But those moments, man, those moments are fucking awesome. And it's with that, my friend Gabriel, toi, c'est moi, Oncle Pepperoni. He used to see me. And when he used to see me, he used to do that. Pepperoni! He used to do that to me. And so, listen to me, Gab. Your parents, they had no shame in life. I hate to say it, Gab. C'est pas juste, mais moi, j'ai vu ton petit pipi. Tu te promenais. Sans couche, sans rien. Avec ton petit pipi dans l'air. This fucking kid is pecker in the middle of the air. So I know it's unfortunate, but I gotta make the joke. Listen to me. You're too young to fucking know this, and you don't have hair on your balls yet. But one day...
Your muscles get a really tight feeling.
Fuck off, I know his parents and they're laughing. The Gab! Where are you, the Gab? Patron number 582, Superior Creature.
Hello, superior creature.
Oh, what a bloater plastic surgeon.
Okay.
I was drunk in the mental hospital, and I've been drunk ever since.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I mean, nobody wants to admit they ate 9 cans of ravioli, but I did, and I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah!
You want me to tickle your tits a little bit?
I would like to do a romance inside of you.
See, many of these comments, for a boy who's maybe 7 years old,
Shake and bacon life.
they're not appropriate. But the show must go on. Little boy, we're going to come and see you. The Orecchiones, we're going to come and see you. That trip's going to happen. Folks, thanks for putting up with all my bullshit. I had a therapy session. Thank you for being my therapist. Do you enjoy this kind of programming? Become a patron. $2 or $5 a month. Patreon.com/vinyljunkies. Like my friend the Gab, you can become a patron for $2 or $5. If he managed to do it, you can do it too. And you would become patron number 583. Patreon.com/vinyljunkies. I'm your waiter. You want to buy me a cup of coffee? Buy me a cup of coffee, why don't you? Tip your waiter. $2, fine. $5, fine. $4.20. You want to tip me $4.20? Tip me $4.20. You want to tip me $666? Do that too. Be creative, bitch. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go rock a piss. See, that's another thing. I mean, do I do this? Do I rock a piss while he's here? Hey, Joe, listen to me. You're interesting and everything, but this fucking coffee, it's going right through me. I gotta go rock a piss. Do you mind waiting around? What do? I fucking put on the record and I leave him over here? Guy's gonna, what the fuck did I walk into? What did I walk into? This guy's out of his mind. Well, do you understand why I'm nervous? I have reservations. What I'm going to do is put up that link once again. By the way, hey, why don't I show you what we're doing this week, okay, before we go here? This is what's happening this week. So Elliott Smith we're doing right now, either or, right? Those of you who were talking about Black MIDI, I had the Black MIDI since before it came out. When it came out, I saw everybody talking about it, and took me a while to find it, but I found it. So Black MIDI, the new Black MIDI album that everyone seems to be all high on, We're going to listen to that this Wednesday. And then on Friday, we go back to the metal with Gojira, Magma. And I can tell you that I bought another Gojira album that should be coming this week. See, $1.50. Beautiful, Gabagool. Very beautiful. Thank you. I gotta go rock a piss, okay? Listen to some of this. If you guys want to crowdfund, you can crowdfund.
Bing bang, ding ding ding, ding 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 ding. Bing bang bong, ding ding bang, ding 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 ding. Bing bang bong, bing 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 bing, ding ding bang bang, ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Parapakatan. Bing bang, ding 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 bang bang bong. Di di bergerak bergerak.
Bing bong! Bing bong! Thank you for being patient with me. We're gonna actually listen to side 2. All this talking, this fucking guy, he talks so much. All this talking. What am I, his fucking therapist? And I have to pay him to be his therapist. Yeah. Patreon.com/Vinyl Junkies. Go do it. $2 or $5 a month. I will greet you too. Side 2, folks. I know, maybe I'm playing too many jokes considering the subject matter. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
I'm in love through the eyes of a girl who's still around the morning after. Remember being in my 20s thinking exactly that. Wanting to connect with people. Not doing a good job of it. That awkward post-fucking thing. Okay, well, we fucked. Does that mean we're gonna go out now? Will you be my girlfriend? Life. Youth is wasted on the young. Alright. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed that. Yes, Crosby, Stills, Nash vibe, certainly. I actually hadn't thought about that, but yeah, definitely had a little bit of a Stephen Stills feel. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the record. I understand the big deal. It's funny because I didn't know that the guy had as many records as he does. Is there anything else that's worth looking into, or is this really kind of like the work that most people go to? I'm curious. Please let me know. Educate me. Again, I'm new to the world of Elliott Smith. Certainly not going to be the last time that I hear it. Figure 8. Hey, that's kind of the way that I thought. The record quality is actually fine. Good question. Yeah, it's standard direct to board with a cheap paper sleeve, but printed inners. Pretty standard stuff. Not expensive, though. So, in my opinion, absolutely worth picking up. The record sounded fine. It's well pressed. Basically, what you're telling me is that I should pick up Figure 8, eh? Figure 8 goes in a more layered direction. Figure 8 is actually the one with that drawing on it, right? I may actually, if I ever see it. I don't even know if that's available. It's not exactly a record that I see around too often either, it should be said. So, I like the back and forth that we do here, okay? So, you guys informing what it is that I listen to next is something that I cherish. Marcello, are you a patron? Go become a patron, Marce. He's talking to me like I'm his paisan. You want to be my paisan? Go become a patron. Pretend that I got the fucking corner grocery store and I'm selling fruit. Come and buy a bag of apples a dome. A dome. Tengo un bella sacca email. Email, ti piace un'email? Vieni a cattare sti email. Strones. Go become a patron. He won a Grammy? This guy won a Grammy? Really? And he performed on the Grammys? That doesn't sound like anything that I would believe. Doesn't sound like that at all. Like, I mean, that's kind of like thinking Nick Drake performing on the fucking Grammys. Or even Oscars. I mean, whatever. Even if it was the Oscars, that still seems like a pretty weird thing. It's... The feeling that I get from these songs is not somebody who would be comfortable in that type of a situation, playing for a bunch of people in suits. You know? Hey, I know, let me go perform for the tuxedo crowd. It doesn't seem to me like tuxedo music. The idea of the Grammys. Fuck the Grammys. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. I enjoyed this. Thanks so much to all of you who crowdfunded it. Thank you for suggesting it. Thank you for voting it into existence. We don't have a voters round anymore, but we have the winners links. Okay? So, those of you who want to crowdfund the next round, here it is. There's the link. I hope some of you will tune in on Wednesday. We got a good one on Wednesday. Those of you who have been screaming about Black Midi, boom, how about that? Here's your Black Midi, friends. We're going to play that this Wednesday. And on Friday, we're going to get our metal on and do some Gojira. I'll see all of you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just under 5 hours from now. Going to be adding a few things to the archive, including some of you
Look at what came in, folks. I know to some of you this won't matter, but what you see here, if you don't recognize them, the back cover, you know what it is? Look. The Caretaker records are starting to come in. The Caretaker records are here. So we're going to start playing these damn things. I can't wait to get to it. Caretaker, baby. That's going to happen tonight, most probably. That's where the album spins are going to stay for the next little while because I want to go through the whole fucking thing. I might hang on for a little bit until the other ones come in. I don't know. We'll see. No, we got 6 sides. We'll be fine. In any case, tune in tonight. And there'll be plenty of music to play. Thanks for being here. Last chance. Buy me a coffee for the road. Tip your waiter. Do all of that good shit. And much love to all of you. We'll see you tonight. Okay? Bye-bye.